Well, the talk of the alternative investment industry or hedge fund industry is dead in the water. This might change your mind a little bit with this next guest on our show today. Nearly 20% of Asia's hedge funds have closed since the start of last year, and some reports say that Hong Kong was the hardest hit, at least according to figures tallied up by Asia Hedge magazine. So what is going on? We, of course, are a financial hub, and latest data, says Christophe Lee, chairman of the AIMA, or Alternative Investment Management Association, is that things are actually quite funky. Very good on the show today. Hello, Christophe.
Hi, good morning.
Asia Hedge says that we're losing our star here in Hong Kong. True or not true?
Not true at all. We continue to be the largest hedge fund center in Asia, with 22 billion US assets under management. We also have the most number of managers, 245 based in Hong Kong, as well as the most number of startups last year, and the most money raised for startups.
I'm going to rattle off some numbers that you've already announced here. 22 billion AUM, right, as of last check, December of 08. Startups in 08 raised more than any other financial center in Asia, I presume, at 1.6 billion US versus Singapore, which was like 600 million in second place. What continues to allow Hong Kong Star to shine? Is it the low tax regime? Is it the rule of law? What is it exactly that keeps us where we are when Singapore and other places have been trying so hard to attract this industry?
I think all the aspects of being an international financial center, some of which you mentioned, a low tax rate, a very good regulation regime, a good legal infrastructure, China helps. In particular, I think Hong Kong shied away from having a knee-jerk reaction last year to ban short selling, and I think that enhances Hong Kong's status as a marketplace, it enhances the SFC status as a regulator, which helps to attract more startups here.
At the recent G20, there was a bit of a blow-up. You may recall the story where Hu Jintao was quite upset at Nicolas Sarkozy, who wanted to add Hong Kong and Macau to the blacklist, of not laundering centers, but the question marks over how reporting is done. That was left off the list because of intervention by U.S. President Obama. Has that increased the appeal of Hong Kong? The fact that it has not been so-called blacklisted? Is this something that's of interest within the industry?
I'm not familiar with that incident, but I think people who are knowledgeable about financial industry certainly regard Hong Kong as the leading international financial center in Asia, and I think the work that our regulator has done on a global basis, as many regulations are being discussed in the international forum, and we have active participation by the SFC in that forum, also helps to shape regulation for the industry here.
What's the real buzz in the industry in terms of who's doing well? I recall that in 2008 we were chatting at some length about the appeal of the managed and the discretionary and the systematic managed futures fund, and how those were doing fairly well, and how some of the global macro managers weren't doing so well, how the arbitrage funds were having a tough time. What's actually in vogue right now? What's actually registering or resonating with the investment public?
We're seeing a diversity of strategies. Long-short equity continues to be the dominant strategy, but its market share has gone down from roughly 55 to 40% from 07 to 08, and what's picked up has been multi-strategy, event-driven, global macro, and CTAs, as you mentioned. There's also been a very exciting batch of startups in Hong Kong this year by very high-quality fund managers. Some of them are coming from banks, because as banks are reducing risk, they are shutting down proprietary desks, releasing a lot of talent into the market. Some of them are leaving the global hedge funds that are headquartered here. So they come from a hedge fund background, and they tend to do different strategies than just long-short. So they're bringing, you can say, we're planting the seeds for the future growth of the industry here, and they're bringing different strategies to the table.
How have events like the whole Lehman mini bond thing, has that affected the industry at all, or is that a very, very minute local issue as far as...
It's a minute local issue. I think the issues impacting the global financial system definitely have an impact on fund managers here, as it did everywhere else. I think we're better positioned to withstand that. One, there's just more growth in Asia. We have China at our doorstep. And second, Hong Kong has always had very sound regulations. So if there are regulatory changes going forward, there will be some impact in Hong Kong, but relatively less impact as we have many would think are very good moves in place already.
All right. Thanks for bringing us this good news. Okay, it's always nice to hear a good bright spot in Hong Kong. Christophe Lee. And we'll be joined by Mexico's health minister on the show next.